Okay, I'm gonna do a video about Ed and Leedskalnin PMH. Actually made one of these. Actually, it is this thing here I made. It's probably been 10, 12 years ago. And, I made some coils and stuff. I couldn't get the square iron that he was using, so I just got this at like Lowe's or something. It's like mild steel bar. It's like 1/2 inch round. And heated it up, bent it. Couldn't get it, bent exactly 100% straight, but anyhow. And this right here is a bunch of just stuff I was trying to. Some guys I wasn't sure on. You were like 2 coils, and you had to wire them a certain way. Some guys say you had to hook it to the U-bolt, and I tried that, and anyhow messed us up. I had to a bunch of solder on there, and I had to grind it off. Anyhow, when I first started messing with it, and I was like, okay, and then I went up and bought this, or I think I had it or something. This is like, I think it's like 30 gauge wire, real thin magnet wire. So I was trying that, and then I just came across this, like, well, the thing is you don't need all that wire. You can use real thin wire like this. And when I first did it, like started here, that's what the tape is. Started here and just kept winding it until I went all the way around. And that works the best, actually. And but then because all this, where I had some solder on here and I was grinding it off, that must have dropped it or something. I got shorted out, so I had to take all the wire off, or maybe I didn't have to take it off. I found it like right here or something like that. So anyhow, so basically I had to redo it. So all I got now is just one side. So instead of all the coil wire, 14 gauge wire and all that crap, you don't need that. You don't need to make it exactly like Ed did, but it's not like a magical device or anything. And what I got here on this red and black is a wall wart I got plugged in, and it's 5 volt 800 milliamp DC. And on here, of course, this is round, so it wouldn't stick real good. There's a little bit of, because this has steel in it, it has a little bit of residual magnetism that I can put it like on right there. Oh, and also when I tried to grind this straight, as you can tell, it's like, couldn't get it exactly straight, so it kind of wobbles a little bit. It's not completely flat, but good enough to show you. So anyhow, I'll pull it apart a little bit. Then I'm going to tap it with the volts. Boom. See, 5 volts. That little bit of coil right there. See? That's all you need. So it's pulling apart there. But this works much more efficient and with less volts. If you take this coil here, you start on one side and you continue all the way around. Of course, it's probably better to use a round bar like this instead of a square, but you could probably do it square too. I assume it wouldn't make any difference. So I don't know. So when you wrap the coil, it don't matter what way you're going or anything. It's just the polarity. I'll show you what I mean by that later. But anyhow, so here to tap it again. Boom. See, tiny bit of voltage. You don't need 12 volts. There you go. Like I said there, and this don't hold as good. Like I said, this is off a little bit. I can actually feel it wiggle a little bit. Because like I said, I'm not completely flat. If that was completely flat, it would stick even better. But I was able to take like a, hold on, hang out right here. I guess find one, I guess. Little motor like this. I'm not sure the specs on it. That's for, I don't know, somebody wants to look at that and find out what it says. Anyhow, when I had the coil that went all the way around, I could hook up this little motor and then hook it up to both sides of the coil and just go boom, boom, boom. Spin it a couple times like that, and it would click and hold. Not as good. The more, the more volts you got, or more power. I'm not sure really. I need to do some testing on that, see if it's volts or amps that actually causes it to stick better. Maybe somebody out there can do that. So anyhow, that's pretty cool. how it works. I don't think it's anything like, I don't think there's magnetic current. Okay, I'm going to pause you here and I'll show you why. Okay, here, I'm going to show you there's no magnetic current, or there's no current going through here. Okay, here's 2 pieces of paper, and here. Of course, this isn't going to work as good because I don't have it. It ain't as powerful, or it's not as efficiently powerful because I don't have it going all the way around. So I haven't even tried this with a little bit of a coil. Hopefully this will work. I mean, technically it should. Okay, so power back on. So it don't matter which way you go, positive, negative, whatever, it just changes the polarity. So let's click it. Paper right there. Okay, so now I got an insulator, right? And now as you can see, that fell off. Charge it up again. Like I said, this works way better if you got more power or a bigger coil all the way around. Okay, put it back on. As you can see, insulation on it still holds. Now, if I can do this one-handed, I should have got me a tripod here to do this. Okay, let's see if it has any volts. Stick that one right there. And this one right there on the other side. Getting any volts? Nothing. Maybe it's AC. I don't know AC. You get any volts? Touching that side. Yeah, I'm getting volts AC. Not really. Ain't nothing there. Any amps? Let's put on milliamps. Fell off. Hold on a second. This thing's falling off. Here, stick it in there like that. Okay, we got any milliamps? AC? Nothing. Maybe DC? Nothing. So what it is there's nothing spectacularly going on about here that I see. Back off here. Insulation off. I'll charge it back up. Let's see, where we go? Here. I have to get closer. Okay, I got it charged back up. All right, now I'll take all the power off on both sides. Put it down here just a second, one more time. Grab the clamp here and I'm gonna hold this thing up. Don't fall. See, all it is. Put a little clamp there, hold it from falling. Okay. This here part is the only part that I think is kind of unique about what's going on here. I'm not really sure. Probably isn't really anything, but I've never seen somebody else do it. I got a compass there. A tiny little one. Put it over here where it ain't near any metal stuff. So I got a magnet on the meter here. Hold on, I'm gonna get that away. It's causing a... Okay. I don't think the thing is crooked or something. There we go. Okay, my bench isn't real flat. So basically north-south direction is kind of going like this in my area here. But here, here's the thing. Watch the compass. See? And the red pointing inward. See that? Red. You see that? Red pointing inward. I can hold it level. And on the other side here, the white. You see that? See the white on this side. red on that side. And it has I think it's off. It's not actually level for some reason. But anyhow, so basically you got like north face on one of these sides, and if I flipped a polarity when I charged it, it would do the opposite. So basically you charge it, and one side it's like north is facing all the way in on this part of the U-bolt, all the way, every direction, 360 degrees around this. The other side, it's the other, like south, 360 degree. Flip the polarity when you charge it, it'll do it the other way. If this was south, this will now be north, and so forth. So I think it's kind of interesting. I'll lay it down. And you lay it down flat like this. So remember here it was red over here on this side. See, red. Okay. And then it turns, see that? Oop, I ain't shot. It's good. Red. Or north, whatever that is. It goes to south. 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 Then it goes to nothing, back to red. Okay. And it seems weird. It's like it doesn't matter if I put the coil here or have it going all the way around, it does that. So I think what it's doing is wherever the two U-bolts are like closest, and kind of the center of it is the stronger. Is it a magnet? Is it a magnetic field? What is it? That's the part I think is interesting about this device. It's not that it sticks. All that's doing when it's sticking, like you have a regular magnet and you stick it to like a refrigerator or something like that, you have the domains in the metal of the refrigerator are being aligned with the magnet and they stick. And that's all that's going on here, except it's in a loop. So when you charge it, all the magnetic domains, because this is magnetic material, right? All boom, boom, you know, then it sticks. And even with the insulation, it's still sticking. Okay, so there's nothing, you know, spectacular about that. That's just how magnets and metal works. So, so when they're in a line, the magnetic domains are in a line, it causes the two materials to stick together. And so what you got here, there's nothing moving in here. You know, to me, Ed Leedskalnin should have called this a CEH and not a PMH. Because what it is, as it is right now charged, all the magnetic domains are lined together and they're in a loop. Okay, so what we have here is a stagnant magnetic field. All right, so when you pull the keeper off and you hook a LED or a light to this, I can't do this with this little bit of coil, I won't light one, but too less of power. But anyhow, if you had more coil in here, of course, then you put that on, you pull the keeper off real quick, then it'll flash the light. You know, everybody's seen that. And what that's doing is you're then collapsing the magnetic field, and you're pulling this apart, boom. Now there's no magnetic field, all right? All the domains have all went back to wherever they want to go. So then it's because you have a collapsing magnetic field that induces a current in this coil, and you get the light to flash. So that's all what's going on. Ain't nothing spectacular about that, not a bit. Now we'll charge this thing back up. Up here. Get it closer here. I wouldn't have to put that keeper as close. If I had the coil going all the way around, it would snap like a ½ inch away. So going this way. Boom. Okay, so it's charged. Let me know if you've seen it charge. You've seen that compass. Oh, maybe you didn't. The compass moved because of that. Because there's a. And here's the other part I think it's interesting. You know, I showed you with the compass going around and everything. Now keep in mind this is made out of mild steel, so it so let's get something metal here. These little metal rings here. Are they magnetic? I don't know. Who knows? Anyhow, so I think if this was iron, it'd be a good test. If somebody out there wants to make one, I'd make it out of actually just pure iron. I think it would be better, because then it wouldn't hold any residual magnetism, which this kind of does. Because even after you pull the keeper off, you can kind of feel it's still wanting to kind of stick a little bit. But what I find interesting is this thing is the compass shows that it's somewhat magnetized, and I can get that stick here a little bit like this because of the residual magnetism. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of this cup here. I should have a tripod. Anyhow, so here's a whole bunch of them in there. Here's the PMH. Stick it down in there. It's like, yeah, I can get it in the stick every now and then, like that. See? But I think that's a residual magnetism. I think if this was actually iron, that wouldn't do that. And I wonder if it was actually iron, would I get that compass working like that? I'll show you with that. Let's look what happens when I discharge it or pull the keeper off. Let's see if I can get that in on the same thing. Yeah. Boom. Still. Yeah. So I don't know, is that residual? Is that just residual magnetism left in this thing? It might be. I don't know. That's the only thing I don't know. Just back up on a clamp here. Sorry about all this. I should have brought a tripod, like I said. Okay, let's see here. Yeah. And this compass isn't worth a crap. But anyhow, I don't know. If I would like to see somebody instead of everybody doing the same thing over and over and over again, making these PMHs, trying to make it just like Ed did and everything. There's no secret, and the aluminum pieces he put in here and stuff like that's because it was square and he had to wind the wire. It's easier to wind a wire around a cylinder. So. One thing I did notice is, like I've done this before, I can't do it right now, but I had a switch on the power. When I was powering it, you take your compass, like I guess if you're doing this one here, like I said, it'll have a little bit of residual. And there, it's like right now, the red's facing in. Okay, and if I had it charged and the red was facing in, it's like, for instance, let's just do it. I'll charge it again here. Okay, so it wants to go that way. Boom. Boom. Yeah. Okay. Oh, see? Compass is pointing towards it. Like I said, I can't really do this. We'll see if it works without having a switch. But if I put a switch on this power, I can have it sitting like that. Flip the polarity, and it'll actually, because it goes so fast, it will flip the polarity of that compass. Watch it. I'm going to touch it right here. Let's see if I put it here so you can kind of, if this will even do it. And let's go. Even getting any spark here. Okay, didn't change it, though, did it? No. I haven't. Maybe I didn't flip it. Was I being stupid and didn't flip it, actually? Okay, let's try it again. There we go. I definitely flip the polarity. Anyhow, I've done it before when I had a much higher powered coil going around. But you can do that, and you can flip the polarity on that, and because it flips so quick. Well, now you see that actually changed. Now this side is on the white, and that side's on the red. So, but I've been able to do that and actually I've messed some compasses up. That's maybe one of them. It still works. It just flip the polarity on it. So anyhow, that's nothing either. That's just physics. But anyhow, so I guess that's the video. I guess I'm not like debunking it and everything. I guess I don't know. I can't remember if I just said it. It's like, yeah, I'd call this a PMH, perpetual motion. There's no motion in here. There's no voltage going through it. There's no current going through it. And you pull that off, you're collapsing a magnetic field, because when it's charged, you have a stagnant, is what I call it, a stagnant magnetic field. Okay, and pull it apart, collapses the field. Changing magnetic field induces a current in a coil. So whether that's changing from a north-south field, or just a nothing to north or nothing to south, either way, if it's a changing magnetic field, it induces a current in a coil. So there's nothing spectacular about how this thing works. You know, holding, and it'll hold for indefinitely. Yeah, that'll do it. I've done it before and had to charge one up, hanged it on the wall. You know, yeah, it'll just hang. I've even done it when I had the more powerful one and put the insulation in there, pieces of paper, and it'll still hold. So, but again, that's nothing, you know, secretive, you know, like free energy stuff, you know. So, but I would like to see if somebody does this. So I'd love to see somebody do a pure iron. If I could get a hold of pure iron and do this, I'd love to do that. That wouldn't hold the residual uh, magnetism, because this does, which sucks, because then I could see if this compass thing is actually working right, you know. And if that's the case, then it does that, and when it's pure iron, then I would suggest that this is a device that has a magnetic field, but yet isn't a magnet, which I find intriguing. That's the part I find intriguing too. But as it is, Ed should have called this the CEH, meaning conservation of energy holder. You charge it, boom, create a stagnant magnetic field. Now it's holding that energy, conserving it, right, until you pull it off. So you should have called it the CEH, not the PMH. So anyhow, that's what I think. Put down in the comments what you think. If you make one out of iron or something like that, you try some of these things like that, let me know. I'd like to watch your video and see what you get out of it. Thanks for watching.